Hi everybody, welcome to Jin's Wall Street News. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company reported its first quarter earnings on Thursday. TSMC expects current quarter's revenue to rise 12.8% sequentially. TSMC CEO C.C. said during the conference call, quote, "We continue to expect our full year 2025 revenue to increase by close to mid-20s% in US dollar terms." According to the US Department of Labor, the number of Americans claiming unemployment benefits fell from 224,000 to 215,000 in the week ending April 12th. The U.S. Census Bureau and the U.S. Department of Housing, Urban Development announced Thursday that privately owned housing starts tumbled 11.4% in March from the previous month. For the U.S. stocks, S&P 500 added 0.13%, while the Nasdaq composite fell 0.13% Thursday. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company announced its first quarter earnings on Thursday. The company reported $25.53 billion of revenue for the previous quarter, down 5.1% sequentially. The net income was $10.97 billion, down 5.3% quarter-over-quarter. When it comes to the guidance, the company expects current quarter's revenue to be between $28.4 billion and $29.2 billion, the midpoint of $28.8 billion, up 12.8% from the previous quarter. However, shares of TSMC are only rising 0.35% now. TSMC CEO C.C. said during the conference call, quote, "Looking at the full year 2025, we expect Foundry 2.0 industry growth to be supported by robust AI-related demand and a mild recovery in other end market segments." He also talked about the tariff, quote, "We understand there are uncertainties and risks from the potential impact of tariff policies. However, we have not seen any change in our customers' behavior so far. Therefore, we continue to expect our full year 2025 revenue to increase by close to mid-20s% in US dollar terms. We might get a better picture in the next few months. And we will continue to closely monitor the potential impact to the end market demand and manage our business prudently." Unquote. What a great company and management. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, the number of Americans claiming unemployment benefits fell from 224,000 to 215,000 in the week ending April 12th. The number is beautiful. However, the number of Americans receiving benefits after an initial week of aid jumped from 1,844,000 to 1,885,000 in the week ending April 5th. The U.S. Census Bureau and the U.S. Department of Housing, Urban Development announced Thursday that privately owned housing starts tumbled 11.4% from 1,494,000 in February to 1,324,000 in March, up 1.9% from 1,299,000 in March last year. However, privately owned housing units authorized by building permits increased 1.6% from 1,459,000 in February to 1,482,000 in March, down 0.2% from 1,485,000 in March last year. The US dollar index just moved up and down Thursday, and now it's moving around 99.43. As you can see, the S&P 500 also went up and down Thursday, just like the US dollar index. The red line is the S&P 500 and the blue one is the US dollar index. They have been moving similarly since September last year. The founder of Niles Investment Management, Dan Niles, said on Monday, quote, "I believe the key to the equity markets in the short term will be tied to moves in the 10-year US dollar and credit spreads." I agree with him. That's why I'm closely monitoring the US dollar index. Okay, this is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching. Happy Easter!